Hey. Good morning, everyone. Today's November 21st. I'm Marty Janeski, along with Ken Brown. We're your hosts of the local sports wrap-up. Been a week since I've seen you.
Yeah.
You went to the Michigan game, I hear.
Yeah.
Froze your tail off.
Yeah, second time in the big house for me. Last time was November 1st, 1997.
You should have looked up my daughter. She was there.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes, she
man,
was.
It was freezing.
I can't imagine.
No, but it was a great experience, man. It looked like they were going to lose, too.
It did look like they were going to lose,
Yeah.
and their running back got hurt. And Ohio State's having issues with their running backs, too. So this should be an interesting matchup coming up here.
Yeah, from what I read, though, Corum won't be out long. That's what they said he was going to play, so they need him.
Oh, they're going to need him. Yeah, I was just glancing at the scores. I didn't see much TV on Saturday, but I pulled my phone out, and I saw they were, like, barely winning, then they were barely losing, and I'm like, interesting. But, man, it was cold. It's still cold.
You know what's interesting, seeing it in person, is like you seen that Harbaugh made a decision like, okay, now we're going to kick field goals, and we know we're going to get the ball back. We got to just rely on our defense. So I thought that was kind of cool to see in person, you know. So
They do have one of the best kickers in the Big Ten.
Man, Moody's something else. Money Moody.
Is that what they're?
Yeah.
You guys are calling him these days?
Yes, they're calling him Money Moody.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right, well, let's dive into football. Big game for Riverview this weekend, last weekend, and as we see up there, Belleville took care of Cass Tech, Caledonia took care of Clarkston, and all these winning teams are going to be playing next week at Thanksgiving weekend at Ford Field. Yeah. Yes.
Martin Luther King beat Mason 52-17. You see Goodrich bested Riverview 51-26. So that must be the next game. Martin Luther King plays Muskegon this week, and then Gladwin plays Frankenmuth.
Correct. And Muskegon took care of DeWitt 49-21. And we have King up there. Very Goodrich. All right, yeah. So, Riverview's run ends with the loss to Goodrich. The game started out well. And by the way, first time Riverview had gotten to the finals since 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years, yes, and only the fourth time in the school's history.
Yeah, Final Four. That's big time. Yeah, the Pirates represented well. And then they started out fast, right?
Start out fast, third play from scrimmage, Gavin Blackwood on the third play from scrimmage, 78-yard touchdown run. Woo-hoo. On that crazy triple option thing that they're running. Who's got the ball? He tucks it under his shirt, and he goes.
Yeah.
Gone.
No, he's gone.
78 yards.
They're feeling great.
Crowd's going crazy.
They're feeling great.
Take the opening kickoff, and away you go. 3 plays in. We're going to roll them.
Yeah, it's looking good. Unfortunately, Goodrich rolled off 41 in a row after that.
Yes, they scored on every possession in the first half. They had 5 possessions in the first half, and they scored a touchdown on each one of those. And Riverview moved the ball, but they had a couple of turnovers on downs and a missed 25-yard field goal.
Yeah. So
they were stalling out. And then Goodrich was getting the ball, and they were not stalling out. They had Jay Simerson, their running back, finished with 5 touchdowns and 230 yards. So that's
2 football fields or something, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and Riverview they were an undefeated team, right? Or did they have one loss?
No, they were 12-0.
They were 12-0
going into
So they knew how to stop the run because they just, Coach didn't make any excuses. He said we made a few missteps and we got caught in the wrong position, and they ran the ball on us good, and then when they play action, we were cheating up there to stop the run, and the guys were wide open.
Yeah, and he also mentioned that they didn't get the blocks that they needed to get. They didn't pick up the blocks. I did get a chance to they got like a great feed about it. So I actually saw the T formation and how they handed off. And it was deception at its best, but it just didn't work this day. So I don't know. I'm happy for Riverview getting to the Final Four, and hopefully next year they can continue their role and go a little further.
So what did we figure? It was 35-7 at the half, or was it?
Yeah.
And they scored 41. They got to 41, scored another touchdown, missed the extra point or the 2-point conversion. Excuse me. But the Bucks, they didn't say die. They got a couple of quickies in the third quarter. Took 5 minutes. They scored a couple of touchdowns. They got a fumbled kickoff off the bat there when they kicked off to start the second.
Right.
And then they also, I believe, a botched punt. So then they were able to score twice, and actually by the fourth quarter, they were down 2 scores.
And the coach talked a little bit about they got loose, more loose, as the game went on. So then they started bending themselves and playing better. And that's what it takes sometime in a championship game. You just got to kind of be loosey-goosey.
Oh, yes. You just go out there and play. You're supposed to enjoy what you do. And it's hard to convince that because I've been to enough regionals and states with the bowling team to, calm down, And I've bowled enough competitive tournaments in the Michigan majors and all that when I was younger to where there's a little bit of anxiety when you get started. You don't want to start poorly.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They got a 70-yard
they got the
70-yard run. But, when you start getting rolled on. And but they were right there. But Goodrich, they had a touchdown pass and then a ground one, and the kid, Burnett. And that put them up 20, and then it was over.
And I think that your stars perform. Shank, who we've been talking about, I think he had 5 touchdowns last week. He ended up scoring, and he also had an interception again. So if he's a senior, I think he went out right, interception, touchdown in the Final Four.
Not bad.
Nah, that's great.
And he may have another year. We don't know. We haven't really checked into that. The game, though, the championship game will be on the 25th, Friday, at Ford Field, and about 7:30. They can only approximate when those games will be because they're playing them one after another.
Yeah.
And the kids got to get in and out of the locker rooms and all that. They must have a setup, though, where they can put 4 teams in there at once.
Yeah, I bet you they give them probably 35 minutes or something like that after, to get out on the field. But no downriver representative this year.
No,
that was our shot.
We're proud of Riverview, and we'll just tell you that right now. You guys keep it up. Trenton got close, so we'll see what happens. We'll talk about the Cass Tech Belleville game next. Belleville beat them 29-28 in overtime. Interesting game because, if I'm not mistaken, Belleville got up to a 14-0 lead. I was actually watching it on TV at a restaurant, and I believe they got up 14-0. But then when I checked it next, and I tell you right now, Belleville and Cass Tech both have some extraordinary athletes.
Yeah.
Kids are fast.
Yeah.
And they're not the biggest kids, but they can run and they can throw the ball. The Belleville quarterback's got a cannon.
Okay.
Oh, and it was cold and windy. Wind was blowing 20 miles an hour easy. And you got these coaches. The manly thing the coaches do, they were in short sleeves on the sideline. Now, I'm walking from my car to this bar in Detroit that we went to eat at. It's a restaurant bar. And Z's Villa, if you've never been to Z's Villa, check it out, over by Wayne State.
Okay.
And closer to 94, though. Okay? But, yeah, you get it was freezing. I had a hat on and gloves on just to go from the car maybe, 100 feet to get into the building.
You're freezing.
And
they got short sleeves on?
Oh, a couple coaches for Belleville were just in short sleeves. Now, the players I can understand because they're running around and but it was cold out. And the field, they were on an artificial field in Novi. They were in Novi.
Yeah.
It was icy. It was a bit slippery. But Belleville takes the lead. Cass Tech, next time I check, it's 21-14. And then by the time I get home, it's 21-21. Belleville had just tied it up.
Yeah.
Okay, and apparently the quarterback decided it was time to start running.
Yeah.
I was listening to the announcers, and he go, "It's time." He took it in his own hands. He dropped back to pass. He'd run. He made it, and he scored. Well, there's about 50 seconds left in the game.
Okay.
So they kick off. Now, I wish I had names, but the announcers even said I wouldn't kick it to so-and-so. He's pretty explosive.
Yeah.
What's he do? He takes it from his own 25-yard line all the way inside the 20 on the other. And there's about 40 seconds left. And they got two timeouts, Cass Tech. So 2 plays later, they're on the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. Then they lose yardage, and they burn their last timeout. So they got like 20 seconds left, so they run another play. And they run another play, and I think there was either a false start, and they back them up. So now they're on like the 8. So then they run the play, and they spike the ball. It's 4th down. They got a field goal try, 20-ish, about 30 yards, 34 yards, something like that in the wind. They never get it off. Oh, no, here's what happened. Now I remember. They were kicking the winning field goal 25 yards. They didn't have enough guys on the field, and they didn't have a timeout. So they got backed up because of missing a player. And shame on the poor kid that wasn't paying attention to that the special teams were out there. The poor kid. Because they backed him up. Then it was going to tie the longest the kid had all year, I think. So that's how they got backed up. My bad. But it goes to overtime, and Cass Tech, I think 2 plays, scores. They take it from the 10-yard line, run it in 2 plays, kick the extra point. Then Belleville comes back, and I think it takes them 2 plays. They're going to go for 2.
2 points.
They're going to win it. They're like, we didn't come here for no tie.
Yeah.
And they call a read option. Quarterback fakes it to the running back and then takes off around the end. And just sneaks into the pylon, but the defensive end got literally tackled. And I'm not blaming the refs. I'm not blaming anything.
Yeah.
But when you're defensive guard, the guard looks over at the ref and goes, "Hey," because he clearly got tackled. I watched the replay 2 or 3 times. The poor guy started running at the quarterback, and the guy, almost from the side back, threw him to the ground. Yeah. The refs were cold. It was a long day.
Yeah, it's time to go.
It was time to go. Congrats to Belleville, don't get me wrong. But.
No, I think we talked about it in the beginning of the playoffs when Frank was here with us. And Frank, thanks for all of the information that you give us. That Belleville coach actually came from Cass Tech probably 8 years ago.
Yes.
And then now he was under suspension because of some summertime activities or whatever the case may be. So it's a revenge game for him. And then they come out.
And the other thing is his assistant that's running the show now is a Cass Tech grad.
Sure.
So they're both.
Yeah, they're in it. Yeah.
And the guy running the show now has been a coach in the college levels. I think Iowa, he was a coach, not a head coach, but a coach.
I got you.
At the college level. So, the kids are well prepped.
Yeah. And that's good. So Belleville's winning the championship, and they play in the finals against somebody Friday or Saturday, I'm sure.
Yes, that'll be a good one. Might spend that weekend doing some of that stuff. Got some great information. 2 downriver area competitors claimed a state title at the girls swimming and diving finals.
Yeah, for the second year in a row, congratulations to Flat Rock's Lauren McNamara, as she won the butterfly championship. The junior posted a time of 55.26 seconds, and she was more than 3 seconds ahead of the runner-up. McNamara was the runner-up in the 200 individual medley as well, which earned her all-state for both events.
Yes, and in the D3 diving champion for 2022 was Grosill's Caitlin Molnar. She had 360 points, and she finished 20 points ahead of the runner-up. Molnar is the first downriver area diver to win a state championship.
All right.
Ever. It's
Apparently, yeah,
Yes.
ever. Yeah.
And good for her. One day earlier, McNamara was first in the butterfly, but so she won the prelims. That's how you get eliminated to where there's only one set of 8 swimmers or whatever. You got to have all the prelims. But back to back for Caitlin, and then Molnar was the top diver all the way.
Yeah.
In the diving competition, you probably just do that all at once, I would guess.
Well, I know they're giving you points for how many ever dives that you get, so
Just got to keep nailing them.
just keep on doing it.
And she's last season Molnar was 10th for the diving, so now, and this is her 3rd appearance, so she's probably got one more. She's a junior, yes. So both of these girls,
Our juniors.
yeah. So we'll get some more recognition next year.
Yeah, I think that's cool that Lauren McNamara goes back-to-back sophomore, junior year. Is that a lot of pressure for your senior year, you think?
Could be. It's all, pressure self-induced.
That's
She
true.
enjoys
That's
what
true.
she likes doing, man.
That's true.
She's not going to be sweating it out.
No.
Another big day, Trenton freshman Sophia Shaw. She was runner-up in the 500 freestyle and 3rd in the 200 freestyle. And in the 500, okay, that's probably about 16 laps.
Oh, my goodness.
Because it's 100 4 times, I think. Unless it's a bigger pool, then it's 2 laps. I know back in the day at Lincoln Park High, I think you had to go 4 times for 100.
Okay.
7/100ths of a second behind the winner. That's just, that's, yeah.
Yeah, no,
7/100ths
that's
of a
quick.
second. That's being second and being all state, and she's a freshman.
Freshman.
Okay. And then she was, she cut 10 seconds off her time. And in the 200, let's see, she trailed the champion by less than a second. And, she was 3rd in that. She was 6/100ths of a second behind second place.
Yeah.
So they're
they're
banging that
fast.
wall like that, But very nice showing for the Trenton gang and Grosill's Caitlin Molnar.
No, that's good, man. And she's a freshman. It gives her a lot of hope. It gives us a lot of hope down here to see her over the next 3 years to see what she can do. Sounds like she moves with the competition. She's 10 seconds better. She just needs a rabbit, right? She just needs somebody in front of her so she can go at them.
That's right. Like the dogs at the dog track.
Yeah, she just needs a rabbit.
Not that I've ever been to the dog track.
Once or twice.
Somebody told me once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going on vacation. We went to Wisconsin Dells, and they had a track, and there were like 4 of us. But I had Nick. Nick was a baby, so they let you in the track with a baby. So we were sitting there, enjoying ourselves, and I was umpiring, and there was a dog named Ump. So I wheeled him. Win, place, and show. Come on, Ump. I think he's still running. But he was the heaviest dog in the field, too.
Yeah, big fella.
Like typical umpire, big guy.
Yeah, big fella. There's some congratulations to Allen Park's Morgan Sizemore. She signed to play softball for the University of Akron Zips. Morgan Sizemore, Allen Park.
Yeah,
Good job.
she was
Congratulations.
very influential in them winning, I believe.
Yeah.
When they won the state title. And then what else?
She was the pitcher.
Oh,
She
was-
left-hander. I went and watched her play against Garden City. She could throw it. Yeah, that was this year, and they were actually working on Allen Park's football field right behind us.
Oh, it's still not done. I drove by there the other day, came up Champaign, and there's still heavy equipment back there. I didn't drive totally back there.
Yeah.
But you can still see piles of dirt and rocks and everything. I guess they got until next
Football
fall
season.
to get it ready.
Yeah, they got till
Unfortunately.
Speaking youth basketball, 2023, Wyandotte Rec League is going to start up. Registration is now through December 18th. It's only $60, $10 if you're going to be late. Players will be assigned to the rec department. So you got 5th grade, you got 3rd and 4th grade boys, 5th and 6th grade boys, 3rd and 4th grade girls, and 5th and 6th grade girls. Yeah, showing them the fundamentals. I know that's my daughters played that when we first moved here, and they enjoyed it. It's a way to make friends and to get your skills tight.
What? Where do they got to register at? Does it say?
recpro.wyandotte.net.
Yeah,
Or you can go to the
office at the rec.
The Yak. Yeah. So no, that'll be good.
And we got a few hockey scores. Hockey's kicked off on November 18th. Brownstown Woodhaven lost to the University of Liggett 8-2. Cadillac took care of Southgate 7-2. Country Day took care of Gibraltar Carlson 6-1. And Grosse Hill in a really good match. I read a little bit about that one. 5-4 over Allen Park. It was back and forth the whole game. So whoever scores last wins. You know, those kind of games. Had some more the day after that, November 19th. We had Birmingham Groves 3-2 over Allen Park. Allen Park, by the way, has started the season 0-2-1. I do know that.
Yep. Country Day beat Woodhaven 9-1. McNinister beat Southgate won 8-7 over Manistee.
Manistee.
That makes sense.
And UAD Jesuit took care of Trenton 6-3. I believe, being this is the scrimmage season for the hockey, that they are playing out of league, playing all these tougher matches, which is the way to go.
And there's some great games today if you don't have much to do. Allen Park's playing Cabrini, Wyandotte's playing Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard, Grosse Hill's playing Carlson, and Trenton playing Cranbrook.
Oh, that's probably Cranbrook's probably solid. But Trenton's solid.
Yeah.
You know, Trenton's always in the state finals.
Right. Now, if you don't go to that football game down at Ford Field, if you're not there to watch those games, perhaps you take some hockey in. You got Allen Park playing Carlson, and then Big Rapids playing Wyandotte.
Nice.
Yeah, I went to Ferris. I graduated from Big Rapids. There's not much to do there. It's hockey's probably a huge thing there. Yeah, so that'll be a good one. Ferris State University. Yeah.
All right. Lions win 3 in a row. What's going on with this football team?
The world's upside down.
Oh, the hell's going to freeze over. My goodness.
The Giants, and everybody's saying that the Giants were a fraud, right? They're the 8-1, or 8-1 or 7-2.
7-2.
And they just got slacked. The Lions owned them all game. The Williams guy had 3 touchdowns. Swift had 1. Goff did nothing, but the Lions win.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I had it on in the background, and I was doing some stuff around the house, and I just kept thinking, who are these guys? Are they buying in? They're buying in now, apparently, to the system. They've got a lot of youth in there, but they are now 4 days rest, the whole Buffalo thing. They come to town. You didn't go to that game, did you?
No.
Tickets were like $10.
I know they were.
You could go to the Buffalo app and you could order tickets. I know a lot of friends of mine went. Yeah. They had a good time. They were talking about seeing a real football team.
Yeah,
Come on, the Lions are who they are.
I think if I wouldn't have went to the Michigan game, I was still cold.
Double dipping?
Yeah, I was still cold from Saturday. But I thought that the Bills played well here. And all my Lion friends were mad because that they're coming early and they get a chance to stay. They should have made them uncomfortable. Why do it?
But I heard the announcers say they're going back home. They're going back home. They'll come back out here on Wednesday.
Yeah,
makes no sense. I mean, where are they going to go dig out? That's they're going to need front end loaders to clear the streets. You can't plow that stuff anywhere.
And as a true football fan, I kind of was looking forward to the snowstorm in the background.
72 inches on the ground.
Yeah, that would have been Allen running in that, but I get it. It makes no sense if they went back. Even when they said that they hadn't left Friday yet, and they got 2 feet before they left. I said, that makes no sense. Why wouldn't they leave?
Be the last ones out of the airport if they actually flew, which they did.
And we're going to see, though, if the Lions beat the Bills on Thanksgiving, I think that the Lions are going to make the playoffs.
That's a fair prediction.
Yeah.
I wonder what the odds are on that there. Odds? What do you think? Yeah,
There's 0.
Good check. Right now, you're picking the Lions to make the playoffs got better. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But the over/under was still 6.5, and they're only at 4, right?
Oh,
At the beginning of the year.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I don't gamble, but I pay attention.
Well, they still got the Bears. They still got some wins.
And then let's get to the little bit with the Tigers are cleaning house. They cut both Castros. They cut a few other guys that they're just like, you can't catch the ball, you can't hit the ball. We'll try somebody else. I don't have all the details, but they're cleaning house a little bit.
And the Wings are in first, right?
They're up there. I
Yeah,
don't know
they
about
gotta be in
first.
first.
They're playing well.
They were like 8-3 last week, so no, it's a good sports town, man.
And everybody gets all these teams that qualified for the finals, and there's 8 divisions. There's going to be some good football at Ford Field. You could go. You pay one price. You can sit there all day and watch games if you're so inclined on Friday and Saturday. Going to be some good football.
Yeah,
Going to be a good time.
yeah. Martin Luther King's playing, so they should do well.
And then we'll have the volleyball results. There was no one downriver that made it to the finals. Everybody, including some returning teams like down the street from me, Inner City
Baptist.
They didn't get to the finals this year either. So they're, I'll dig it up on Michigan High School Athletic Association's website just to see who won what. And we'll kick off next week. We'll have all the fall sports rolling, bowling. Got 8 girls.
All right,
I'll take it.
we got our team.
Got two brand new softball players. One's a pitcher,
Okay.
and her parents want her arm to get stronger. I can do that. Okay. She's got to slow down a little bit. She's throwing the bowling ball like a softball. But, Ellie, I'll take care of you. Don't you worry.
That's right.
Coach Marty will turn you into a bowler. You'll be it. And she's a 9th grader.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so I got some time.
that's good.
And so I just got them new equipment, and we have a room full of equipment. So I got her a bowling ball to get drilled, and she'll have something that fits her hand. And today at practice, we are going to learn how to throw it.
That's right.
And it won't baby steps. Everybody wants instant results. There is no such thing as instant results. 100 frames from now, I need you better than 100 frames ago.
That's right.
And as we wrap up, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Ken and I will see you next week. And don't forget, get a hold of us, localsportswrapup@gmail.com, though I did not look at any emails to see if your kids signed letters. Send us the letters of intent. And YouTube us. Subscribe so we can have more than 50 subscribers. And we will catch you next week. Thanks for watching, everyone.